Melly appeared in court for the first time since his September trial today, and the new judge was surprised to learn how long he had been incarcerated. He was clearly enraged by Melly's new hairstyle when he arrived in court, but more on that later. When the new judge started going over the case papers, she decided on Melly's jail term. Melly needed to choose his attorney carefully because it appears that he had been incarcerated for 2,159 days.
No, but let me repeat myself. Mr. Devins has to make an informed decision about who he wants his lawyers to be. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office, but I can, as I said, I'm just asking for a week, and then I'm asking for at least a day or two.
You will decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
A neutral judge who wasn't supporting the prosecution was what Melly needed. However, Melly's lawyers cited evidence from the initial trial to prove that Melly texted his ex-girlfriend to help him escape from the men on the street at the time of the event. Melly had been held for 2,100 days without being charged, the judge stated. Give us your final reason why he shouldn't be free by tomorrow, or I'm releasing him on bond, the judge advised.
The part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah. He's like, yeah, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're.
Even though the prosecution acknowledged during the Melly trial that no firearm was discovered, demonstrating that Melly was being pursued by a car carrying opposition street people.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what firearm was used.
Okay.
Court Bowie claims that the federal government is using Melly for any purpose, legal or otherwise, but it appears that they have been apprehended. Knowing this is necessary to comprehend why they are at last pursuing the release discussions.
Now they're putting even more charges on him, and then
when they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted them bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4.
Oh right, yeah.
And they waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, after a mistrial, that doesn't happen.
According to one source, Melly's mother is suing the county prison to get her son released from custody since, for the previous 5 years, he has been treated anyway the federal government pleases. Melly is suing the Broward Sheriff's Office for degrading her and wants to leave jail immediately. He further claims that for the past 3 years, they have forbidden him from using a phone, checking his mail, or seeing or speaking to any of his relatives.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
Following this revelation, Charleston White declared that Melly should be allowed to live her life as she sees fit and should not receive preferential treatment.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated. When you done chose to play somebody.
Melly's mother was enraged by this. Jamie King claims that because Melly isn't even getting humane treatment in prison, she is devastated and helpless.
You saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
Boozy would mention this and bring up Jimmy King's recent stress.
She real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a...
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good.
The government would respond by compiling a 6-page evidence file outlining the reasons Melly shouldn't be allowed to leave jail. The most significant new piece of evidence is the motivation. First, you tell me if you would release him based on it. King Von and Melly had a close relationship. After a rebellious Oblak member revealed a secret Melly had shared with him, King Von was taken into custody. Melly was contacted by King Vav to advise him on how to deal with Juvie and Sack Chaser.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he's two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put that, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around?
Melly was pursued by Sack Chaser and Juvie in an effort to profit from the registered business, where Melly and Borland exchanged cash for performances, merchandise sales, and business promotion. Juvie and Sack Chaser, on the other hand, did not work for the money but did expect a part. Considering King Von's experience and approach to problem solving, you can infer how V would have directed Melly to proceed. The prosecution had good reason to ignore this piece of evidence at the first trial. When you add to this the fact that Melly texted hours after the incident to admit to
PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, S-H-H-H-H.
Melly's phone was also discovered to include a video that was saved from someone's Facebook Live, which shows Melly and the band reacting to the incident about 6 hours after it was committed.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned, regardless of what happened.
Aware of Melly's emotional reaction to the death of the two best friends, the lead prosecutor would then, without regret, go into extensive detail about the physical evidence of the crime, including the Jeep they were traveling in during the initial trial. This was not a drive-by, Sergeant Williams would later disclose.
Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas as coming from outside of the car?
Yes. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that Christopher Thomas, where did that come from?
Driver's side back seat.
No. Is it possible for there to have been 2 inside that car?
No.
Why not?
There is no time assignment, which is to determine if this is a driver. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. at a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here,
After Williams acknowledged that the crime must have been committed inside the car, Juvie's mother testified during the Melly trial and named the individual sitting in the vehicle.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right-hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
However, to give Melly more opportunity to argue for her incarceration,
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
The federal investigators found documents in a bag after taking control of the band's residence. The story claims that these are images of alleged notes discovered during the raid, and Borland uses the appearances and whereabouts of particular jurors to highlight the gravity of the situation.
Keep it real, this is sloppy. Borland, how the you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. Like, oh, okay, thank you, brother.
Assume Melly received a life sentence. Both Melly and Borland are currently facing additional charges. It's probable that Borland delivered this piece of paper to some influential individuals on the street as payback for Melly's actions.
6 new charges against Dimmons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
These extra costs were related to the band's serious mistake. Juvie's father would later disclose that Melly and Borland used code language and witness tampering to get Melly's ex-girlfriend to not testify against him during the initial trial.
It's this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Seems like to me they going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom.
Nonetheless, Melly's lawyers will have the opportunity to refute the prosecution's evidence by claiming that a report indicates Melly won't be retried for a while. Melly's mother, Jamie King, gave an update on the retrial in his double rape case, which is set for September 2025, even outside the courthouse.
Melly, till he's free, he's coming home, guys. Just patience. So we did have court today, him and Bort, they both had court. And so basically the judge put a new trial date in for September 10th of 2025. Please make it make sense. I don't know. At this point, they need to just dismiss the case. Yeah, he still doesn't have phone calls. Still no visitation. He's still in the new facility all alone by himself, no contact. He's not allowed to have contact with any other inmates. They move him around with several guards. It's like something you never